overalls from my cozy bed jacket that I adore so much. I thrifted this years ago, but it is so cozy that I always love to wear it in the mornings when the apartment still is a little cold. But yeah, welcome to Vlogmas Day 6th. I actually had a little bit of a slower morning. It's already 8, but my husband needed to leave for work. He usually starts at either 6 a.m. or 2 p.m., but today was a rare day where he started at 8. So he just took Teddy with him, dropped him off at daycare, and Miss Penny and I stayed behind. So we had a little bit of time to cuddle in bed this morning, which was really lovely. And now I just got up. My husband actually made me a cup of coffee and brought it to my bedside, which is the sweetest thing. My son is really into the coffee makers. I know he was really eager to make that coffee this morning, but it's really sweet. Just to kind of clear it up, today's December 4th. I was planning on filming every other day, but then I thought it would be more exciting to kind of like film at the days where something's happening. And so I decided to film today, just having a little bit of a tangerine for breakfast. Because today I want to take pictures and also film a couple of reels, and that is something that you're usually quite interested in, especially the taking pictures part. So I figured I would take you along because I kind of forgot that the fact that I'm doing this giveaway also on Instagram means that I have to have a picture to post every single day, and I did not prepare for that. So might as well take some pictures now that the decor and everything is up. I feel like I can take some Christmas pictures and some that aren't as Christmassy. And so I figured I would share with you how I take my pictures, edit my pictures, because I don't ever edit like my face, my body, or anything like that. I just don't think that's the way to go, to be honest. I don't want to reproduce a fake version of who I am, so I'm just sharing pictures of me. But when I speak about editing, I mean how I take a picture taken on an iPhone and turn it into something that looks like it was taken on a camera in the 60s. So that is the plan for today. Penny is so excited with this little mobile. She loves to look at it. This was such a good thrift find. It's still in use. But yeah, I'm just gonna have my coffee, my tangerine, maybe another snack or something. I'm not really in the mood for a full breakfast, and I want to make my advent calendar tea, and then I'll get going. I was just doing my makeup and I figured I could come out here and do it with you. But let's open the advent calendar first. Today is December 4th. 10/5. It's a big one. It's this one. Honestly, advent calendars are the greatest thing. A friend of mine once bought 12 advent calendars to have one for every single month throughout the year. But she was like, at some point, it got a little boring, and I get it, because the exciting thing is that we're only doing this once a year, right? Okay, eyeshadow blender brush. This sounds like something I could actually use today. And as said, my makeup brushes are really old. Oh, is that cute? They're going with the Christmas theme. I like it. I'm gonna try this brush. This is very sweet. I honestly love how Christmassy this calendar is. So I'm gonna start with the usual, this primer. I feel like the way that I'm doing my makeup has evolved over the years, but I'm also staying true to the classic 60s look, especially for days when I'm planning on filming and taking like a lot of pictures. I usually go with a very simple eye makeup, or like simple in terms of colors and everything, because I don't want to change it throughout the day. And then whenever I do like a more exaggerated, more special kind of eye makeup, those are the days where I usually take portrait pictures. Okay. One of the new products that I started to use is this Catrice Highlighting Hero Duo Pencil. And it's basically just this thick white pencil. I had a smaller one, but this one just makes it a lot easier because the 60s eye makeup was all about that super crispy white look. So I like to use this as like the base layer. So I'm just putting that on. Doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be pretty or anything. I just put it on there because I'm gonna smudge it with my fingers anyway. Hi! Little Miss is telling stories in the back. This feels like an old vlog, because usually nowadays I'm not alone that much. It's been a while since I've just done a vlog and it's just me not spending time without anyone else the entire day, and so today it's just my baby and I, which she kind of feels like an extension of me, because obviously she does not have like her own character yet, although she kind of does. My children are just, I don't know if I'm very blessed or if we're just doing something right. I honestly don't think it's on us though. It's just that our children sleep really well. She slept 5 hours last night and then she just wakes up. I nurse her while I'm half asleep in the bed and we go back to sleep. So I'm not as sleep deprived, at least I feel not as sleep deprived as I think other young parents are from what they're telling me. And then both my daughter and my son are just incredibly happy children. My son is also playing so much on his own right now, which is honestly, I don't know, they're just the sweetest little bubs. And I don't really talk about it that much on here, but it has come up a couple of times now. Also, I'm going in with white eyeshadow on top of that to just kind of set it. Let's try the new brush. Looks like there's nothing on it because the brush is white. Oh, it's nice. It's definitely not like a very high quality brush, I'd say, but also you don't put that much tension on a makeup brush, so I feel like it'll hold up for a while. But recently I saw some comments of people being like, do you want more children? And I have to be honest, when I was like a teenager, I always thought I might not have children. Also medically, people told me that I probably couldn't have children, which wasn't true at all. It was just because I was really struggling with my eating disorder back then. And I mean, I don't think that they told me that to kind of like be mean or anything. It's just what they thought back then, and I was just really lucky that my body recovered very well. But as soon as I had my first kid, I was like, I want a big family. My husband is one of 3. I'm an only child. And I do think it is cooler having siblings. So now we're at the stage. My husband would love 5 children. I'm more set on 4, but I'm also kind of set on we're just gonna go and see. We're just gonna take it as it comes. We're gonna have a 3rd kid. And if that is enough, then that is fine. I'm not that set on a number. But yeah, there are definitely more kids in the future for us. Okay, next up I'm using this Look by Beepa creamy eyeshadow stick. I love these like stick products, and I just put it on the inner corner of my eye to make it really, really bright, because that was a popular 60s look as well. I always thought that these girls look so cool and so effortlessly, and just so effortlessly chic, which I know effortlessly is not what comes to mind with like the heavy makeup, but I was like, they did that every day. And then I read that it took Twiggy hours, so now I feel a little bitter. Because this is quick for me, like the classic 60s makeup. If I wouldn't be filming this, I'd be done in like 10 minutes. But when I'm trying something new, it takes me forever. You did cool, huh? Do you hear that? She's so excited. She's smiling. The sweetest thing. I'm looking for a smaller brush and I don't know where I put it. Might still be in the bathroom though. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go in with brown eyeshadow. I am gonna go in with a darker tone. Laurel Canyon is what this is called. It's kind of like my hair color, a little lighter maybe. And I'm just doing the cut crease. And when I do this, I just keep it a tiny bit above my natural crease. I always thought that I had like hooded eyes, and then someone recently commented, they were like, I never knew how to do this because I have so much space between my eyes and like my eyebrow. My eyes are so big basically, and I think that that is what I have because I don't have like the classic hooded eyes. There's just so much room. So I shared that I do it like above my natural crease, and she was like, that is so helpful. So now I think through you, if you're watching this, I realized the kind of eyes that I have. I've been doing the cut crease a little softer these days, and I really like it. Also, look at her cute little outfit. My mother-in-law knitted this for her, and it's so sweet. It's like this little suit. Hold up, let me show you. And it does have all the blue details in the front. You're so cute. And you're like, hi. Hi, baby. She's starting to make very intense eye contact, and it's so sweet. Smiley little girl. But I need 2 hands to finish this. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I could just look at her all day. I'm so in love with you. I'm gonna continue in a second. I'm just gonna cuddle her for a minute. Look at her sweet outfit. It's already a little snug, but look at the buttons. This is just so sweet. And her little shoes. I love this look. It's so cute. I think I found the greatest baby entertainment. It's just a sparkly setting on our string lights on the tree. She's so excited about this. It's so sweet. Okay, I just nursed Penny. Now she's down for her nap and I'm starting. I'm just gonna finish getting ready. The first look is this kind of like semi-Christmassy look. I need lipstick. It's honestly not too Christmassy, but I feel like it works. So let me put on some lipstick. I find for pictures and filming in general, a look that's a little higher in contrast works better. So I will use a darker lipstick for this because it usually shows up lighter on the picture. The further away the camera is, the more I would enhance my features. Going for a good medium here. Okay, here are my key essentials to taking pictures. A good tripod. One of these things is basically like a phone holder for the tripod, and the phone. That's all you need. And then on my phone, I have an app. It's called Lens Buddy. If I go in here, it'll allow you to set a timer, how many pictures it'll take, and how long you want the wait in between the pictures. So I usually go with 5 seconds in between pictures. Sometimes I take it to 3. Kind of depends on what works good for you. And then I like to do 50 at once because you can always go in again, but it just works for me. I used to do pictures with like a clicker, a remote control basically, and it was okay, but I always had to hide it or it was in the picture, which I didn't like. And so I sometimes used to press it with like my toe, but then I found this app and I think it is fully free. So now I just use that and it works wonders for me because if you just go with like the remote thing on the iPhone, I think it only takes 1 picture, which usually for me isn't enough. I take like 50 pictures and then I find one that I like because I like movements in the pictures sometimes. This is what it looks like. Now I like to put on a podcast while doing it to kind of get into a good mood and also take my mind off of it so that it doesn't feel too forced and too staged. So I'm gonna put on my favorite podcast. My favorite podcast of all time is The C Word by Lena Dunham and Alyssa Bennett. There aren't really many new episodes. I just listen to the olds over and over again because it's just a fascinating podcast to me. But I have mine and Abby's podcast linked down below. Maybe you want to listen to that. I just like to have something going so that I don't fully concentrate because then I feel like the pictures are stiff. Okay, now number 1 rule when it comes to lighting. I always prefer natural lighting over any electric lighting. So usually when it's like possible, I would always go like this. See how the lighting, because there's a window right here, is a lot better if I go like this than it is when I go like this. And it is horrible once I turn like this. So always put yourself. However, because I want to take a picture with the Christmas setup, I'm trying to get an angle where as much light as possible is coming in. I don't want to show you too much of what's on my phone, but this is what the Lens Buddy app looks like. So we're gonna open that. And then this is the interface. Always take your picture with the back camera. So this one, don't take it over the selfie camera because that's just not as good. And then I try to find an angle that I do like. Usually I like to take my pictures from a little further down. It just makes it look a little taller and I like that. So maybe I'll try something like this. I feel like the tree needs some more baubles, so I'm gonna get that going and then fully get dressed, and then I think I'm ready. I'm also still missing the tree skirt, so might as well put that on. I put on these sparkling lights because my daughter loved looking at those. So now, what's this? Twinkle flash? Slow, oh, that's the twinkle flash. So this is the stay on, okay. Just some more tips while I'm at it. I try to take my pictures in spaces where I don't have anything modern around. There's this huge hole in the tree here. Doesn't that look a little weird? Maybe if I put this down. That looks better. Some green there. I always try to make sure that there isn't any like very modern feature in the back. I know sometimes you can't really change it because it's just the way that the house looks, but I will try to make sure that I don't have any electronics, anything in the back, just to get the feeling across a little more. Now I can actually show you the outfit. It's a lot of white and I think that that'll balance well against the backdrop. My shoes, okay, and then I'll find an angle that I like. And I usually just start and then take a couple of pictures and see how it goes. So I like this angle. I think it is fun. Could do a little more like this. Okay, I like it. I might crop this in the end so that this area up here isn't showing. Okay, I don't personally adore this corner up here, but there's nothing I can really do about it. So we're just gonna get starting, and I just press go, and then you see it's starting to count down, and I will get in the shot. Now here's what I try to do. I'm trying to find a pose that feels a little natural to me. And then I don't like the forced smile because it feels very picture day to me. So I like to do a pose that feels natural but also as if I'm not paying attention to the picture. So maybe something like this could do. I also like to take pictures that aren't with me looking into the camera directly. Okay, then I will just pause this after a couple of shots and take a look through what I have, see if there's anything that I like. I don't love how my bangs are looking in that. I can tell you, I like this pose a whole lot. This is a very 60s pose. So this one just isn't perfect, but this is like a pose I want to try again. I didn't like this one. Then you can just press the save button down here. This is also not sponsored. I'm just sharing what I like to use. Okay, so now I know what I like. I want to fix my bangs, and so I'm gonna go in with another try. I'm trying this pose that I just showed you with the feet kind of like this and the legs because it's a very 60s pose. And then the other pose that I like was like this, I think. I usually take pictures until I have one that I like or until I'm kind of over it. And now I want to take a portrait, and I think I want to take it kind of through the tree because that is also interesting. You can put something in the front, create an interesting dynamic. And I do have this suction thing that also actually is a stand, which is really helpful. I'm going to put that on the window because I personally think that for portraits it does work with the inside camera, because you're like closer. So put on the thing and see, maybe like this, because now I have some of the tree in focus. And then I'm just gonna put that on there. Oh yeah, that is nice. Alright, I took some shots. However, I've come to realize that I think I don't love how bulky this blouse is looking because, wait, maybe I can show you this. Because it's just a very big blouse and it just doesn't really work in the style that I want to wear today. So I think I'll have to change and then try for some more pictures, some different pictures. As I said, I'm trying different things here. I am back into the Christmas dress of all Christmas dresses. I think I thrifted this with you last year. Wait, does this have a loop? On this side, I think. And I adore this dress. I just didn't want to take all of my Christmas pictures in it, but honestly, it's so pretty, I might as well. It's such a cool dress. This is from like the late 50s going into the 60s, and I also want to make a little video that's kind of like 1960s Christmas's beginning versus end, because this is a very early 60s dress, and then I recently got a dress that is more like leaning in the 70s, so I think I'm gonna do that. The last time that I wore this was Christmas last year, before I was pregnant. This feels weird, but here we are. This dress, honestly, it's a dream come true, and it wasn't expensive, I remember that. So I want to take a picture that is kind of like me, hold up, I need to turn you a little. Also, because it's probably going to be in this video as well, someone asked why I'm blurring parts of our stockings. It's because it has our names. I'm not blurring mine or my husband's, I'm just blurring my kids' names. But I want a picture that is kind of like this. Wait, I need to put you further away to show you what I'm trying to do with this pose. So the good thing with phones and vertical pictures is that you can create very long pictures, which works because your body is also shaped vertically. So what I try to do is get some movement into my pictures. So instead of just standing here, because that's just a little awkward, I will try to take a picture that makes it look like I'm hanging something. So I'll pose with my hands, one up here, one on this height, and then I'll try to put my foot kind of like this to make it just visually a little more interesting. Because I know someone's gonna ask how I know all of this. A lot of it is basically just trial and error, but I also used to work in the film industry, so I know a little bit about composition, but it's also just a general interest of mine. It's just, you can even go through your own pictures and see what you like, see which pictures you like, and you will see what visually works. So let's take some pictures here. I need to find an angle that has the entire tree and as much of this as possible in the back. So I'm gonna go further down and then maybe tilt my thingy up a little more. Let's see. And as always, I'm just fixing my hair and then going in with some test shots. Kind of like getting into the pose. And I like to move around a little while doing it, just to find something that feels natural.
Love is strong, it will keep us warm.
And then I always take somewhere I'm looking into the camera and somewhere I don't.
I will wait. I will wait with you. Hanging on as we sit upon.
I'm back with another look. This I bought a little more recently. It's a beautiful dress. Hold up, I need to put you somewhere else to show you. Maybe this will work. Here we go. Okay, this is the next dress. It's also kind of like the same length. I love it. It's a more casual Christmas look, but I really, really like it. It's beautiful. Maybe I can wear this for Christmas because it does have a zipper here, so at least I can nurse one side. I don't know, but this is such a cool, like also pre-Christmas, Christmas office party kind of look. I thrifted it. The last thrift of me that I posted, it was in there. So now I'm trying to figure out what kind of pose and look I want to do with this, because I've done sitting on the stairs, I've done standing here, so maybe it's time for some sitting on the floor, because I try to do different things. I also desperately need to take pictures that are not in this corner, just so that my feet doesn't look too cluttered. So I think I'll take some in the kitchen maybe later, and maybe also outdoors, but I also want to do that on the weekend when we're at my in-laws house, because they just have a beautiful backyard and like beautiful nature, forest, everything like that around it. Hear the church bells ring. Yeah, I'll see what I can come up with. I just took some medieval revival style pictures in this stunning dress that I can't close all the way because my husband's not here and I can't pull it up. But it's so pretty. It's just the collar that I think, yeah, it usually sits a little more like this. This is the candle that I use. When I pose with a prop, especially if it gives light, I try to put it in front of my face so that the light comes up to me, and then I try to play with the prop more than with the camera. Yeah, and now I think I should take some pictures that aren't too Christmassy to kind of sprinkle in between, or at least some pictures that aren't taken in this spot. So I think I'll change and then maybe try the kitchen, because for some reason the kitchen speaks to me today. Okay, this might be a weird angle, but I wanted to show you another way to take pictures, and that is through an object. So right now you're looking through my big mirror, and it kind of like creates an interesting perspective, because what you're seeing up here is part of my entryway. You have the jackets there, you have the wallpaper, you have the background here. It just makes an interesting composition, and I want to have pictures that look a little more casual. And so I brought this book down here that I've actually been reading. This is the second William Burroughs novel I'm reading, and I quite like it so far. So books, novels, media, anything that is from the 60s or 70s works well if you want to sell that time, obviously. So I am trying to find a position that feels natural. As said, I think it's more like this. This feels somewhat natural to me. And then I'm trying to go like this. I can see myself in the mirror and also in the camera, so I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. And then also I always make sure that I take the hair out of my face so that it's not fully covered. Okay, let's give it a go. And I just try to move around a little, see what I like. So I really love that angle. I think it is fantastic. So I'm just gonna film the exact same thing through my camera as a reel. Alright, I ended up taking some more pictures and now I'm done, and I wanted to make some lunch. My husband actually comes home for a lunch, but he already had his, wait, what's the right, this is the right side. He already had it because he just ate some leftovers, but I really want some pasta, preferably my favorite kind of pasta, which is with a spinach kind of sauce. And so that is super quick and easy, so I'm gonna do that and then show you how I edit these pictures, because I feel like that is also interesting. The microphone was on there the wrong way around, so I hope you were able to hear me. All you need is garlic, onions, some spinach, that is the freezer kind that already has some cream in it, and a box of pasta, any kind you like. Okay, that was a lovely meal. Before I show you how I edit the pictures, I realized I fully forgot to show you today's giveaway prize. And it is the first kind of like fashion-y thing. I mean, they're all fashion things, but this is a set I put together of 3 scarves that you can wear and accessorize with. All very classic 60s and 70s styles. We're gonna start with this one, which is this very long one. Also great for decor. This is Trevia, 100% polyester, this beautiful red, white, and blue color. You could wear it like this, you could wear it a bajillion different ways. This works also absolutely fantastic as like a little headscarf if you have something to pin it here, in case you're planning on sitting in a convertible or something anytime soon. But I really like this one, so I wanted to give it away. It's a good staple for the wardrobe. Then next up is this. The colors are definitely a lot more 70s, but the style is so cool with the circle and the stripes. This is a square one. This is actually pure silk, so this is a little something special. You can definitely feel it. It feels so nice, and this is also so great to accessorize for a lot of different styles with that pattern and everything. And then last but not least, I also wanted to add this one for just a more summery style. This one is a little stiffer, which I feel like works really well for accessorizing. Oh, this is nylon. It does have a nice little vintage tag as well. And it's just pretty, beautiful colors. So if you want to win any of those prizes, all you have to do is go to my description box. I have everything there. Be subscribed, like the video, and then enter through the form. If you've missed it, I said, and I say it in all the scripted videos because they're pre-filmed, that you enter through like your email address in a comment, but I changed it. There's a form now so that you don't have to publicly leave your email address, because that is very unsafe and you make me aware of that. So thank you very much. Okay, but now for the pictures. I think I'm just gonna screen record this and then put it up. That might be the easiest thing. First of all, I go into the app and then I need to pick just any picture that we can work on. Hold up. I'll find one. Maybe this one. I feel like this is a nice picture. Okay, so I saved it. First thing that I do is I open it in my Photos app and then I cut it. So I feel like often if you crop it a little, like for instance, I don't like how you can see the balcony on the sides. I'm just cropping in a little more. Yeah, that looks fine. And then the first thing that I like to do is I go on the 3 lines down here and I go to auto and click the auto adjust, because it usually helps with like the brightness. This, however, is a little much. Turning down the brilliance again. Also just turning everything down a little more, especially the saturation and the vibrancy. Okay, and then I have a picture that I like, and now I'm going into my app of choice. My favorite app to edit pictures and video is Prequel. This is not an ad, once again, I just really like it. And then I go on start and import my picture. And now you have the effects, the filters, the adjust, the everything, and my presets. My favorite filter for all things 60s and 70s is the one called Honey. There it is. it is quite heavy at first when you just kind of like go through it like this. And it definitely needs some adjusting, but it is a good starting point. So what I do is I go in and I turn down the filter to like 50, 60, something like that, just to get an idea. The grain I leave as is. The thing that makes these pictures look so weird, in my opinion, is that bloom, because it just makes everything so, I don't know, it just looks weird. So I turn the bloom completely down. And then I see how much of the filter I want. Like that is fine. And then what I like about Prequel is that you can do multiple filters on top of each other. So sometimes I will go into the effects and choose this one called Denim, and it'll layer it on top. This is very heavy at first. You have to use it all in doses. So I turn down the dust, I turn down the filter, then I turn down the filter, I turn the grain completely off because I've already done that. Turn the haze off, turn the freaky glow off, turn the dust off. You can choose with the dust, you can choose black or white. I prefer black because it's a little more subtle. And then I basically just play around with the amount of filter I want to use. My screen recording keeps turning off, so I'm just going to show you like this and then put up the final picture. Basically, I will turn it down, down, down until it's only the slightest bit, because 60s pictures live a lot from that like grainy, very warm color, but also the way that blues are often more pictured as like a bluish green kind of color. That is what this does. So if you just tap on it longer, this is the before and this is the after. And I think this does wonders, because this scene on its own does look like a vintagey scene, but this is what ties it together. And I think it's always like a small line of not overdoing it as well. So I will try out with different filters, but generally the honey one and then sometimes the denim one are my favorite. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. Other than that, I don't think there's a lot more going on today. I need to do some editing. My husband's gonna leave for work again. I need to get into the shower, preferably before he leaves. So I'm on a little bit of a time crunch so that he can take care of our daughter while I'm gone. And I don't have to watch her while I'm in the shower. And then, yes, get to the editing and get everything else done. But I want to thank you for spending time with me today. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. I hope you enjoyed me diving into the photography theme a little more, because you've been asking a couple of questions about it, and I figured I'd just answer them while taking you along through my day. This took, I think I started at like 9, it's 2 now, so it took a good 5 hours all in all. But I also took breaks to be with Penny and just hang out a little with her. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would love you to give it a thumbs up and maybe even share it with a friend. I hope you have a beautiful day. Go out, enjoy the sunshine, take yourself some time to focus on you and your mental health today, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye, dolls. Oh, and don't forget to enter the giveaway.